Hey, what is up, everybody? Dang it, man. Dang it. 3 straight 4-1 days for a 12-3 run right now, and missing 3 straight days on a sweep. Nothing's more frustrating than when we nail all of our picks and our missing pick was our lock of the day. And it's so much more frustrating because Nikola Vucevic had a monster game yesterday. He dropped 27 points, had like 16 points in the first quarter or something like that. Just decided not to rebound. Only had 5 rebounds. He hits his point line. He hits his points and rebound line. Just doesn't hit his rebound line. Very frustrating. I even looked at the points and rebounds, and I was like, man, that's 30? That's a lot of points and rebounds, but he crushed it. He got it. So Nikola Vucevic, our lone miss of the day yesterday, was our lock of the day too, unfortunately. Giannis Antetokounmpo crushes his line as well, goes for 40. Kyrie Irving hits the threes early in the third quarter. And our 2 added plays yesterday were Chris Middleton over 19.5 points and Luka Doncic over 29.5 points were our 2 added plays yesterday. So make sure you follow me on Instagram as well as Discord. I put those 2 up in Instagram and Discord because I ended up liking those lines late. I didn't understand the Luka slander yesterday. I didn't really like it. I know a lot of people did not like Luka's line yesterday. I ended up posting like a 35-point triple-double or something like that. He was playing the Lakers. I don't know why people didn't think he was going to score a lot of points yesterday, but I knew that the Lakers' perimeter defense was really bad, so I liked his chances to get a lot of buckets yesterday. Someone even in the Discord chat texted me yesterday like, you're not scared of a blowout? And I was like, Luka's going to probably score 20 to 25 points in the first half alone, and then he'll score a couple buckets in the second half before they sub him out, and that's exactly what happened. I think he had like 25 at the half, so yeah, I liked Luka's chances yesterday. I was this close to making Luka and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, Nikola Vucevic kind of flipped back and forth as my locks of the day yesterday, but ended up having him as an added play yesterday as well as Chris Middleton. So we'll get into it today. Another 4-1 day. Just trying to get the sweep, man. 3 straight days, just missing it by 1 pick. 12-3 run right now. So let's get into it today. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, make sure that you there's a link down in the description I have that automatically takes you to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy. Also throws in my TAKEMYSHOT code when you guys sign up for that. So when you make your first deposit, it helps me out big time, as well as it gives you a 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you throw in $20, for example, you'll get actually $40, and they'll give you another $20 free just to bet on for funsies, a little risk-free bets for fun. And so that is always nice as well to get those risk-free bets. Also helps me out, like I said, big time if you guys use my code TAKEMYSHOT. Because all my picks every single day are always going to be Underdog Fantasy picks. I think it's the best player prop betting app out there. With that being said, now let's get to today's picks. All right, baby, coming off the lock of the day, let's get it. Got a bounce back yesterday. Vucevic really sold the bag so hard. I'm really upset about it. So let's get into today. Someone who's not going to break our hearts. Give me a young bull. Give me a young star, a first-time All-Star this year, just 20 years old. Give me Lamelo Ball, the Charlotte Hornets. He has been playing fantastic of late. Last 4 straight games, 32 points, 21 points, 33 points, 22 points, hitting 7 of his last 10 on this 20.5 point mark. Loving this line from Lamelo Ball. Last time he took on the Knicks, he dropped 32 on them boys. Also, Lamelo, the last 4 games, since March 23rd to now, he's taking over 20 shots per game, something he normally doesn't do. And before that, prior to that, he normally takes only about 12 to 13 shots, even sometimes 16 shots per game. But the last 4 games, he's been taking over 20 shots per game, and I love that. Today, he takes on the New York Knicks, where the New York Knicks really lack perimeter defense. So he should absolutely eat just like he did last time. Like I said, in their last matchup, he had 32 points. I'm anticipating the same thing here for their matchup today. So I like Lamelo Ball over 20.5 points is our lock of the day today. Next up, same game. Give me Julius Randle's under. Yes, I said under. Where's he playing today? We talked about this while I was in Colorado. Where's he playing today? He's playing in New York. What is the average on the year in New York? Only 19 points per game, and it's 19.1. So he's really almost averaging 18 points per game. He's played the Hornets twice at home this year, or he's played them twice this year. He had 18 points in the last matchup, but he only had 10 points in the matchup when they were at home. He's only averaging in those 2 matchups 14 points per game versus the Charlotte Hornets. In his last game, he just played at home versus the Bulls. He had 5 points. Julius Randle stinks at home. I thought maybe he'd be a little bit of a matchup problem versus the Hornets, but like I said, only averaging 14 points per game versus them. Hasn't hit the line either time. His line is set at 21.5 points. I love Julius Randle's under today. It just makes sense. He struggles at home. Doesn't score well versus the Hornets. I love this game. under versus the Hornets for Julius Randle under 21.5 points today. That brings me to another under. Give me Anthony Edwards under 19.5 points. Now, I know Anthony Edwards is one of those guys. He can score 5 points or he can score 37 points. I know he's one of those guys. Tonight won't be a night where he's going to go off. He, in the month of March, is only averaging 18.7 points per game. And in the month of February, was only averaging 16.5 points per game. So the last 2 months, he's only been averaging 17.6 points per game. And it has not been pretty in his matchups versus the Raptors. In his rookie year, he had his rookie year, his first game versus the Raptors, it was his best game. He only had 18 points. Since then, 7 points, and back on February 16th, he only had 6 points. He is technically listed as a forward because D'Angelo Russell, Pat Bev are the 2 guards, so he is technically listed at the forward, which means he's going to be primarily guarded by Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby, 2 great, long, athletic defenders. And it makes sense why he's never played good versus the Raptors, because those guys are great defenders, great length. Even at times, I'm sure he's even going to get matched up onto Pascal Siakam. So I just don't see it's just too much great defense on Anthony Edwards. He's been struggling really bad of late, only not even touching 20 points per game recently. So I like the chances for Anthony Edwards to go under 19.5 points today versus the Raptors. Next up, give me Mr. Consistent. Give me Chris Paul over 10.0 assists, 13 assists, and 14 assists his last 2 games back since his injury. Historically, he has not played fantastic against the Warriors. In his 3 matchups, his 3 most recent matchups, all of them were way heavy at the beginning of the season. So the Warriors are a much different team than they were at the beginning of the season. 11 assists, 8 assists, and 8 assists. Just not getting close to what he needs to hit for that assist line. But the Warriors are a much different team. The Suns are a much different team. Remember, if you guys remember all the way back at the beginning of the season, the Suns started out like 1-4 or something like that. Even the Suns were not playing good at the beginning of the season. So I'm not going to take these stats too much into effect because it was so much earlier into the season. These were back in like November and December, these games being played. And Chris Paul has just played fantastic since then. First two games back, 13 assists, 14 assists. So I like his chances again to go over 10 assists today. I think they're also probably just going to blow out the Warriors today, but I think he's going to get his assists before he gets checked out of that game. So I like 10.0 assists over for Chris Paul today versus the Warriors. And today's last pick has a chance to change. Still quite a few picks as I'm recording this, still not up. There's no Magic Wizards lines up. There are no Heat lines up. There are no Hawks and Thunder lines up. No Pelicans Blazers games up. So there's still a couple of picks up that I would like to look at before I make my official lock on this slip. But next up we'll go Daveon Mitchell over 22.5 points. Now it's high. They have really raised him really high, honestly, since last time we bet on him. Last 4 games as the starting guard, 21 points, 22 points, 25 points, 28 points. I understand today he's taking on the Rockets. That's probably a big factor on why they raised him up so high here. I think if he was taking on any other team, he would have probably stayed at like 20 or like 21 points. He's got the potential. Obviously, he's got the really good potential to go over this 22.5 points. Do I trust it a whole lot? Not on it. If I'm being honest, I don't trust it a whole lot. I know it's against the Rockets, and I should be trusting it a lot more. Just something deep inside is telling me not. That this is just too high for Daveon Mitchell. So he's probably going to get swapped out for someone by the end of the day. But for now, he'll be our 5th and final pick for today. That means it's time for our perfect 3-slip, perfect 5-slip. Let's get it poppin'. Perfect 3-slip. As our lock of the day, Lamelo Ball over 21.5 points. Then give me Julius Randle under 21.5 points. And give me Chris Paul over 10.0 assists as our perfect 3-slip today. And that would make our perfect 5-slip be our 3-slip of Lamelo Ball, Julius Randle, and Chris Paul, adding the under for 19.5 points for Anthony Edwards and the over for Daveon Mitchell over 22.5 points for our perfect 5-slip. That will wrap up today's video, guys. Like I said, still a couple of games that aren't out. I want to assess some other games real quick before I make my final decision on Daveon Mitchell. Still kind of thinking about it. There may be a couple of picks that get swapped out here. So you're going to want to follow me on socials like Instagram, Twitter, and you're going to want to add the Discord. There's a link for the Discord down below. So if you want to join the Discord, you guys can stay up to date with that. That being said, we're on a 12-3 run right now. Just barely missing sweeps the last couple of days. It's Wednesday, big slate today, big whole lot of games. Also, big news here. I've had interest in me doing a live session with you guys. So here's what I'm kind of wanting to do tonight since it's Wednesday. I will be going live at around 5 5:45-ish, so 5:45-ish Central Time. So I'll be going live on YouTube. So if you guys want to turn on like a notification bell or like subscribe or something, so you guys know that I'm gone live, or just check around 5:45 Central Time. I will be going live, and I'm going to be sitting here watching the game with you, or like talking to you guys, asking any questions that you guys have that you guys want to ask me, and I'm also going to be watching the games live with you, and we can sit here and talk about the games, whether I'm doing horrible on my picks or whether I'm doing good on my picks. I think that'll be a little fun thing we could do, so I could get to know you guys a little bit more, get more involved with my audience, because that's you guys are everything for me. You guys are my whole reason why I'm doing this. So I got that live event going on tonight for this Wednesday big slate of games. With that being said, I will catch you guys at 5:45. Peace.